Hello and welcome to my channel. It's the Network Specialist. Please like this video, subscribe to my channel, and hit that notification bell so that you know each and every time I upload a video. Everything I will discuss in this video is alleged and in my very own opinion, used for entertainment purposes only. You guys see the thumbnail? Today, we're going to talk about the fact that seemingly Yandy responds to Mendeecees. Now, guys, if you don't know what I'm talking about, I will kind of go over what Mendeecees have been saying out here doing interviews, and we'll get into all of that. Hey, Mama Bees, thank you so much for being here. Happy New Year's to you as well. My moderator, thank you so much for all you do. Hey, Paula, thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate you as well. So let me go ahead and remove this thumbnail so that we can get into some things. And I am so glad you guys are here because we're going to talk about some other things once I'm done with the whole Yandy and Mendeecees drama of it all. So let me go ahead and share my screen after I get this pulled up. And I do believe, let's see which one I want to start with first. Okay, so let's go ahead and start with this one so you guys can have a better idea, just in case you missed my previous live about what Mendeecees had to say. We'll start here. Give me 1 second, guys. Let me pull this up. Alrighty. So you guys should be able to see this. And let's go over here. And I'm pretty sure I won't be able to, it might have some music on it. So shout out to the Jasmine brand. And this, they posted Yandy Smith shares a few interesting posts after Mendeecees confirmed they were never legally married and split. Okay. So Yandy Smith may be keeping it mostly quiet these days when it comes to Mendeecees, but she still seems to have some thoughts. She reposted two interesting posts on Instagram Friday. One read, "Now I finally understand the difference between people who love me, people who love to be around me, and people who love what I can do for them." The second one stated, "You're quieter now. I heard my business from people that I didn't tell." These posts went up on her Instagram story after Mendeecees shared on Young Jock's Streets Morning Takeover that the two were never actually married. He also confirmed they were not together. And then it says, "Do you think they will ever reconcile?" My whole thing is no, they will not reconcile for the simple fact, and this is what she actually posted, for the simple fact of the matter, they have both moved on. It's been over a year. I could see if it was maybe like they just broke up a couple of months ago but they have been apart for quite some time, so I don't think that they will be
Divorce?
restoring their relationship.
Well, we never was like legally married, so I don't know what a divorce. Like,
So the rumors are true that y'all was never, y'all just did.
not together.
Y'all not together.
We're not together.
So y'all getting a divorce?
Well, we never was like legally married, so I don't know what a divorce. Like,
So the rumors are true that y'all was never, y'all just did it for TV.
Listen, nah, I didn't do it for TV. Yo, listen, it was Yandy idea, right? Because in the beginning we had I was going through legal battles with courts and fines, and she said, let's not sign the papers, and I was like, all right, cool.
Y'all just did it for TV.
Listen, nah, I didn't do it for TV.
Okay, so let me just pause there and let me just speak on the fact that they did it for TV. Like, I'm not really sure. I mean, why else would you fake a marriage, that was not legal and you did not, move forward with the paperwork? Because some people have gotten married and they've had ceremonies where everyone knew that it was not legal in a court of law, but they wanted to have some type of ceremony to confirm their relationships. So if it wasn't a fraudulent marriage and if they did not do it for TV, why didn't they just say from the beginning that we're not, doing a legal marriage? This is just something so that we can establish that we are a couple and we are moving forward together, you know. And some people are seemingly offended by the fact that some people feel like it was for a storyline. And I'm confused. Like, if you didn't do it for a storyline, why didn't you just tell everyone from the beginning that it wasn't a real marriage? It was just a ceremony to, be official in your relationship. And the thing about it is, this is reality TV. So and you pretty much have to have a storyline. So if you didn't do it for a storyline, like, why did you do it? If you didn't do it for a check? And on top of that, why did you do it twice? Like, I'm confused. A lot of people are offended because Mendeecees said that they didn't do it for a storyline. Now, let me ask you this. If you told a lie and then people realize that you were telling a lie, most people are going to continue with that lie because they don't want to be outed on the fact that you told this big, huge lie to the public. I'm just saying. And people go on reality TV show for a check. So you have to have a storyline. Okay? And there's nothing wrong if you did it for a storyline. Guess what? Everybody on reality TV does it for a storyline. And 95% of the people that are on reality TV have a fake storyline. Okay? They're doing it for the money. And then, Yandy, knowing that it was a storyline, she was not about to marry this guy. You know what I'm saying? Knowing what all came with that. The kids that he had before her, the baby mamas, him potentially being able to, take some of her money if the relationship didn't work, him her having to help him pay his child support. I understand why she did it. And by me saying that it was for a storyline, that doesn't take away from the fact that they made kids together, that they loved each other. That doesn't take away from that. Okay? I do believe that at some point they were in love. They had kids, but at the same time, I still believe they did it for the check. And if you disagree with me, that's totally okay, baby, because you do have the right to your own opinion. And this is mine. And I think I have the right to that. Okay. Now, let's go and read some of these comments. Because the thing about it is, I love Yandy. Okay. She's a badass, boss ass bitch. Okay. And me saying that she did it for a storyline don't take nothing away from who she is. She's a boss. Okay. And she can hold her own. But at the end of the day, Yandy is also a hustler and she knows how to get to the bag. I mean, she's doing what everybody else is doing. She has multiple businesses, so it is what it is. Now, let me just go ahead and read some of these comments because a lot of people are in support of Yandy. And I am also in support of Yandy. And one reason why I want to speak on this is because I want women to know who Mendeecees really is, okay? Including Tamar. Tamar, he is not the man for you, okay? Because it looks like he likes to latch himself on to successful women and use women, okay? And he really doesn't have that much going on. And I guess it was fun while it lasted, him living in Yandy's shadow. But now, he's starting to, I guess, sink. And this doesn't work for him anymore. And I'm not mad at him for wanting to come out because the longer he stays with Yandy in this fake ass marriage or relationship, he can't move forward with somebody who he truly loves and truly wants to be with. Okay. So now that he has, come out, and the other thing I want to say, no, I'll save that for whenever we get to Yandy's Instagram because we're going there next. So this is what some people had to say in this chat, and then we'll move on to Yandy's chat or her Instagram rather. And this person said, I liked it better when he didn't talk so much. And 708 people like that. Okay. You should have just, sat back, let Yandy run the show like she's been doing for all of these years. And you've been living off of Yandy and you came up off of Yandy. You should have just continued to do that. But the fact that you're speaking out now, I know you're tired of living that life in Yandy's shadow. Somebody else said, y'all remember when he said he couldn't hold hands down the same way she held him down when he was in jail? That was all I needed to know. He was never about her. And that was 477 people who like that. So a lot of people are coming out to say that they feel like Yandy was never into, I'm sorry, Mendeecees was never into Yandy. And then somebody else said, good thing she protected her money, but now protect your heart because regardless, they share two kids. She loves his like her own, and he married her twice. This wasn't a good look. And that's another thing. I get having one fake marriage, but two fake marriages. And again, it wasn't for a storyline. Okay. I mean, because when people get married, when your friends get married, that's a big deal. So you want to be there to support, you want to be a part of the wedding, you spend money, you buy gifts. So I think if nothing else, they should have been honest with their friends. And from the look of this, even their friends didn't know initially that this was a fake marriage. Okay. Then there start being rumors about it. You know what I'm saying? And people started hearing that it was a fake marriage. So people did eventually start to hear that the marriage wasn't legit. But initially, even their friends were bamboozled. And honestly, I don't really think of you as a good friend if you couldn't just say, look, it's not legit. You won't be able to find any records of this marriage. This is something that we just want to do, to establish our relationship. And then somebody else said, how he go from I don't need to tell the world my business. I only need to explain to my family to telling the world what we already know. Okay. And then somebody else said, that man never liked you, never wanted you. He liked the elevation you gave to him. And that's not saying he didn't have his own motion, but being with Yandy leveled him up. And I can absolutely agree with that. He definitely leveled up by being with Yandy. But let's be real, he really had nothing to lose because he came into this relationship with two baby mamas. And let me say this, guys, if I say anything that in your opinion is not correct, you have the right to your opinion. You can correct me because I have said so many times on my platform that I do not watch Love and Hip Hop Atlanta. I don't watch Love and Hip Hop Miami. I don't watch any of the Love and Hip Hop franchises. Okay. It's just not my thing. Okay. It's bad enough that, I watch reality TV, which sometimes get on my nerves, but that's where I draw the line. It's just not anything that I'm interested in. I do know some of the key players on, the hip hop franchise, but that's about as far as it goes, just because I'm out here in these social media streets. I am not checking for these people. I don't know the ins and outs. Like, I wasn't watching the show from the first episode or anything like that. So some of the things that I might say might be a little bit off because I have said over and over again that I don't watch the show. The only reason why I'm even covering this breakup and fake marriage thing between Yandy and Mendeecees is because Tamar is tied into this. And I do cover the Braxtons. So this is the only reason why I'm even talking about Yandy and Mendeecees. Let's be clear. And then this person says, this was explained by Yandy already. Next. And the thing about it is, when did Yandy explain this? Because the guy that's sitting there doing the interview, he's on the actual show with him. And he heard the rumors, but he never stated and he never corrected him and say, well, Yandy explained this a long time ago. What he said was, so the rumors are true. Okay. So that means that even some of your cast members didn't know it was alleged because obviously they went looking for a marriage certificate and they couldn't find one. So that's when people's interest was piqued and they realized that this marriage wasn't legitimate. But some people said, in Yandy's defense, that she has talked about this for years. My whole thing is, if Yandy has talked about this for years, why did so many people come for Tamar? If Yandy has been talking about this for years, when Tamar was seen with Mendeecees, people should have been like, oh, okay, they're dating now. We all know that him and Yandy was never married. It was a fake marriage, and they've been broke up for over a year. It would never have been a thing. And the fact that what's his name? Funky Dineva is very good friends with Quad, who is besties with Yandy. You would think that he would have even known that their marriage was not legit and that they were not in a relationship, and he would not have come for Tamar that way. So even though it was always a rumor, they never confirmed it. So Mendeecees took it upon himself to let everybody know they were never legally married and they have been broken up for over a year. Okay. He's tired of playing house with somebody who clearly looks single on their Instagram. Now, guys, let me come back. Hey, Sharon Godball, thank you so much for being here and Happy New Year. And Sharon also said, even though Mendeecees is a dog, he's very handsome, in my opinion. He has a very unique look. He's a pretty decent looking man. Um, and I think what a lot of women like about him is his hair. Now, I don't know if that's a wave kit, you know what I'm saying? Some kind of chemicals in Mendeecees' hair. You know what I'm saying? Say maybe not, just because he's always had that same look. And one thing about using those chemicals, sometimes they look crazy, okay? Sometimes you leave it on too long and your hair looks straight, but his hair always had a nice curl pattern. So it looks like something that he was just born with. And some women like a man with good hair because that means that they might potentially have, a kid with good hair. That's not always the case. I got three sons and they got three textures of hair ranging from 4C to, one of my sons have a hair texture a little bit like Mendeecees, maybe not that good, but he has a really nice braid of hair. But all of their hair is different, okay? So let's stop sharing this and let's go ahead and pull up Yandy's Instagram because the only thing that I don't like about what he did and how he did it, he knows more than anything that Yandy just lost a really good friend of hers, and I think that his timing was bad. But, I think maybe he could have waited. But in his defense, maybe he feels like he's waited a whole entire year. Like, how long is he supposed to wait to move on when it's clear that Yandy has moved on? Okay. So let me go ahead and share Yandy's Instagram. And we're going to look at some other things that Yandy said because that previous video did not show some of the things that Yandy shared on her Instagram. Let me just make sure you guys can see it. Okay. And guys, make sure your volume is turned up. Well, you know what? On this one, I don't believe I can share the volume just because I believe there's music to this one. Okay. So this is what Yandy had to say. She says, "Are you done talking? Tell me, baby, are you done?" Moving along to international news. How did I survive this crowd when Mr. Money, and she tagged him, gave me an up close performance in the middle of the concert? I had to put my phone away because the crowd was closing in. I knew my candy was watching over me, and she's referring to her friend that passed away because not a soul even stepped on my toe aside from Mr. Money. Sleep well, my candy girl. I miss you even out here on the motherland where life is beautiful. And she got a lot of love. Like I said, people love Yandy down, okay? And this is Yandy looking amazing out there. And I want to say she's in Nigeria. So she is out there having a blast. She also said, "I act delusional for fun. I know when to wrap that shit up." Okay. So basically, what she's saying is, I know when to cut people off, okay, and not let people play in my face, okay? Because at the end of the day, she was, the breadwinner in the family. And when it gets to a point that I have invested so much into you, your kids, whatever the case may be, and then now you want to get brand new, okay, I gotcha. She also said, "Born to be a baby girl, forced to be a big dog." So basically, in my opinion, what I feel like Yandy is saying is she was born to be a baby girl, which is somebody that's probably going to be taken care of by their man. But because her man did not step up, she was forced to be a big dog, okay? And she took on the responsibility of leveling up her family and her extended family. So this is her and her friends. And as you can see, her good girlfriend and bestie Quad was there. Looks like Angel was there and some more of her really good friends. And guys, all of this, I'm not trying to talk about Quad right now, but Quad does not look like somebody who is trying to go through IVF to have a baby, okay? She does not give me, I'm ready to settle down and raise a baby. She gives, I am loving the single life. I am single and ready to mingle, which is why her man King is barely anywhere to be found on her social media. But this is not about Quad. We'll get to Quad later. She also said, "Tough times turned me into a beast, but it never turned me into a snake." Okay. So it looks like she's hinting that Mendeecees is a snake. And this is Yandy showing you guys her body yada yada. And she also said, "I lost respect for you when you knew my whole world was crashing down and still decided to add to the chaos." So I feel like she's speaking on the fact that you knew I just lost a good friend. And this is when you decided to come out and tell the world that I lied about being in a legal marriage. Okay. And just to be clear, Yandy is not the first person that has faked a marriage, okay, on reality TV because people still have not been able to find the documents from Kenya Moore's marriage, okay? So I don't know why people get so offended when people say that they didn't do it for a storyline. And this person said, say whatever you like, but what won't be said is Yandy was ordered by a judge to pay alimony of any sort to a ninja. Good job, girlie. Class was in session, but so many missed the lesson that was being taught. I didn't miss the lesson. I said that that was the best thing that Yandy could have ever done was fake this marriage so they could just walk away. They don't have to worry about a divorce. They don't have to worry about splitting assets like Candy and Todd. So Yandy actually did her big one. I'm proud of Yandy. And this person said, I love you, Yan. I've been in these blog comment sections about you heavy. A lot of people have no decorum or whatsoever, losing your best friend and grieving and running businesses, being a mom amongst all the other hats you wear. Your healing and grieving in peace should be the focus point in sorry they have not allowed you that praying for you. But again, it's unfortunate, but her partner is the one that has her on social media right now because this is the time that he chose to come out and announce that they are no longer together. And this person says, I don't rave about TV personalities whatsoever, but baby, I love me some Yandy down. And then somebody else said, is this for Mendeecees? But why they surprised what he said about the divorce? You said that on Love and Hip Hop years ago. Which is again what confuses me because I know Kirk and Rashida also talked about this on what's the man name? I don't forget his name. Carlos King's show. So again, they seem to not be in the group chat because they were seemingly trying to call them out. And then this is going to be the last comment I'm going to read. Yandy remaining silent in a difficult situation can be a powerful choice. Not everyone deserves a front seat in your life. I disagree when you're on reality TV, that gives people a front seat in your life. Okay. There are always three sides to every story, but ultimately God's truth prevails. Keep striving to be the best mother, especially to my beautiful IG niece, because she is watching, and our handsome IG nephew is watching too. Remember Proverbs 26, train up a child in the way they should go, and when they are old, they will not depart from it. Give me 1 second, guys. Okay. So let me go ahead. Let me see if I can go back. It probably won't let me go back. Let me see. Um, let's see if we can do this just so that I can show you. Yandy is not, Yandy is good. She's enjoying life. The only thing negative or sad going on in Yandy's life right now is the fact that she lost a good friend. And Sharon said, Yandy is an excellent businesswoman. Yes, which is why I say that he definitely leveled up, being with Yandy. Guys, please hit the like button, please, and thank you. And if you are in the bushes, no problem. Hit the like button, please, and thank you. So let's get back over here to Yandy's Instagram, just so I can show you guys. And I hope the music is off. Is this the one? This is the day before. This is at the airport when her and her girlfriends are headed, on their trip to, like I said, Nigeria. So Yandy is in good spirits. you know, outside of her losing a friend, it's been over a year since they broke up. So this is, Yandy's good. Okay. So the only person out here that might have a problem is Mendeecees, because guess what? He doesn't have, from what I see, a lot going on. So he will have to attach himself to another successful woman to come up off of. Okay. And it looks like he might have already done that with Tamar, but hopefully for Tamar, she's not going that route with Mendeecees, because I just don't think it's a good look. She has too much going on for her to settle for Mendeecees, who don't seem like he has a lot going on outside of getting with a woman that can level him up. So I'm going to stop sharing right there, guys, and come back on the stream so I can make a few announcements. So for my loyal supporters, I mentioned to you guys that I wanted to do something special for you guys. Last year, I did it for Christmas, and I think I want my new tradition to be for New Year's Eve, because I already have a lot going on for Christmas. So I think I want to make it for New Year's Eve. And guys, let me just say this: like, I have been so super busy. I had an 8-day vacation. And then after that, I spent some quality time. I was on grandma duties. I spent some quality time with some of my grandkids. That was a blast. That was so much fun. So I'm kind of getting back into the groove of being back at work. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, I'm off tomorrow. So I wanted, I see I have at least 3 of my loyal subscribers in this live right now. And I want to take a poll, guys. I plan on coming live sometime later today. And I wanted to know if you guys would like me to come live at 7 or 8. And I will give a 30-minute heads up, but I wanted to have a special live for my, loyal subscribers, and do something special for them. Um, and Sharon, so I want to take a vote, and I want you guys to put in the chat which time would work better for you. I know I'm kind of an early bird. I would say 9 o'clock, but I think I'm going to go with 7 or 8. So let me know in the chat whether you guys would like to be available at 7 or 8 o'clock p.m. so that we can have a live, and I could just, show you guys how much I appreciate you guys later on this evening. And Sharon Godball, I do know that you don't have Cash App. So if you wouldn't mind, if you have an email address that you wouldn't mind sharing in the comments, that would be great. And Paula, I'm not sure if you're following me on TikTok or not, but if you're not following me on TikTok, if you would actually send me your Cash App to my TikTok, which is the network specialist. And Mama Bees, I already have your information, so you're all good. Okay, so Mama B said 7. Okay, so we got 1 for 7. So if one other person responds with 7 or 8, that will seal the deal on the time that I will be going live to show my loyal supporters some love. So I'm going to give you ladies a few more minutes to do that. And shout out to everybody in the chat. Yes, honey. I love my loyal subscribers over here. So, we're going to be doing a lot of special things this year. I'm going to be keeping up with you guys' birthdays and things like that. And we will have a special day at least once a month to celebrate the birthdays in that month. And we'll just be doing a lot of special stuff this upcoming year. I am so excited about 2026. And, being that my schedule is, I have a very strict schedule, okay? Like, I usually only go live Monday through Friday, sometimes not on Mondays because I'm super busy on Mondays. Monday through Friday at 2 o'clock p.m. Eastern. So, you know, usually not nights and weekends. So I really appreciate the people for rocking with me because I do have a very strict schedule. Okay, so I haven't gotten any feedback from Sharon or Paula. So I'm going to go ahead and we're going to do 7 o'clock since it's what Mama B's. Okay, so Sharon did say 7 is good. Did you say you needed my email? Yes, Sharon, I would like your email since it's from what I remember, you don't have a cash app. Now, the other thing is that you will have to be available in this live tonight at 7 because 7 is going to be the time, and at 6:30 I will put out a reminder for you guys to let you know that I'm getting ready to go live in 30 minutes. And right now I'm just waiting on Sharon to drop me an email in the chat, and then guys, I'm going to go ahead and get up out of here. And guys, thank you so much for watching. Please hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. And if you would like to support the channel, you're welcome to send a super thanks, a super chat, or a cash app to the network specialist. And if you just happen to be catching the replay, please hit that like button, subscribe to the channel so that you know each and every time that I upload, and hit that notification bell so that you know each and every time I upload a video. Thank you guys so much for watching. And make sure you drop down in the comment section so that we can keep this conversation going. Let me know your opinion on this whole Yandy Mendeecees situation. And what's also funny is um so Yandy and Quad are good friends, and right now, see you later, Mama Bees. And right now, Yandy is seemingly single. Quad looks like she's getting ready to be single. And um oh, okay. So you sent it to my, let me check it. Because I really do need it before we get out of here because I had to do some research because I normally don't. Let me see here. Hmm. Where did you send it, Sharon? And I don't see where you sent it. You can also leave a comment after the fact, Sharon. If not, I will see you later on at 7. If I don't have it, you can give it to me later when I come back live. Okay, guys. Happy New Year's to everybody, and I will see you guys later on. And I'll either be drinking some champagne or having me a drink and looking forward to the new year. Thanks again for watching, and bye for now.